Hey guys, what's up? And we're back with another Everlasting Summer video. So I'm here, it's day one. If you need a quick recap on what happened in the last video, essentially, our guy's an incel. He doesn't get girls. And I found out this game is way more lewd than I initially thought. So there might be a lot of censoring. But yeah, just stay tuned for that, I guess, because I think there's like 5 girls in this harem and they all have Russian names, so I have no idea what I got myself into. But yeah, let's start. So, day one. So we fell asleep on this bus and we just woke up. So that's essentially where we left off. Nothing much really happened besides that. Bright daylight struck my eyes. At first I didn't pay attention as I wasn't fully awake yet. On their own, my legs carried me towards the door. I'm just imagining this man's like dead and he's just like not even like, he's like Weekend at Bernie's like Semyon. Damn. Looks like I fell asleep and missed my stop. But there was no door. I looked around the bus and I realized that it wasn't an old worn out Liaz. Instead it was a bus. The bus is an Icarus model, a new one? But how does this man know what model bus he's on? I froze in shock. Dun dun. How? What? Am I dead? Have I been kidnapped? No, I must be dead. I patted myself down feverishly, slapped myself painfully a few times in the face, banged my forehead on the back of one of the bus seats. Jesus Christ, dude, calm down. It's clear. Either I'm alive, you can feel pain when you're dead. But how could this happen? Maybe I slept for too long. I ended up in the bus depot. And then what? Did they put me onto another bus? I rushed out to look around. Greenery everywhere I looked. Tall grass on the roadside. Trees, flowers, summer. But ow! It was winter just a moment ago. My head was aching unbearably. As if I was going to explode. Slowly, I began to remember. Meow. That's really pretty. A long road running off into the distance. Forests, plains, fields, lakes, and then forests again. I think I was sleeping, but then how could I remember all of it? And then a gap. Some girl leaning over me. She softly whispered something into my ear. Then a gap again. Oh, dude, what kind of voices am I gonna do for these girls, dude? I need to figure it out. And then I woke up here. Who was that strange girl? Or was she just a dream? For some reason, thinking about her made me feel better and calmed me down a little. I felt warmth all over, coming from the inside. Could it be her who brought me here? Then I need to find her. And the best place to look for her is away from here. I rushed to the left and then to the right and then stopped. Hesitating over where to go. Finally, I ran in the direction of which the bus had probably came. Ellipses. Physical exercise does not refresh one's mind. Thoughts become clearer. Physical exercise does refresh one's mind. Sorry, that was a Freudian slip on me, I guess. Thoughts become clearer, and Kyle is playing multiverses. And it gets a little easier to evaluate the surrounding reality. Not in my case, however. I was sitting on the roadside, wheezing and trying to ease my sore throat by gulping brushes of hot air. In any case, the run did its job. The fear withdrew for a while. Maybe I really am just dreaming. Though, recalling my self-harm on the bus, I immediately rejected the idea. Semyon. I am neither dreaming nor dead. Is that our main character's name? Semyon? I'm pronouncing it like that, but it's probably like Semyon. A narrow road ran through the field and far into the distance. That exact same road from my dream. I must be very far away from home. And it's not just that it was winter yesterday, it's the fact that it's summer now. It's the whole environment. Of course, summer is usually like this, green and hot, but everything is not entirely lifelike. Everything looks like it was taken from a painting of a Russian landscape artist from like the 19th century. The grass is so lush. The bushes are not what bushes should be. They're so thick you can't even see anything like treetops. And the trees themselves, the forest was quite far away. But the trees looked as though they'd closed their ranks and now were just waiting for the order to advance onto the fields and plains. I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which is now barely visible. That was a good run. Fear overtook me once again. Those power lines. There must be people here. But what does it mean? Mason, the numbers. In fact, that means nothing at all. Couldn't they have power lines even in hell? Roasting sinners over hot coals? That's so last century. I must have reached the point of no return, after which you should either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what's going on. And while I still have a choice, I should pick the second option. I slowly headed back to the bus. Of course it was scary, but I'm not likely to find an answer in the fields or the woods or this wretched bucket of bolts and only that kind of link that I have with the real world. Ellipses. I should be careful to scout the area. Signor meets outlet. A brick wall and its gated crown with a Sauvignonic sign, statues of pioneers standing on either side, and a road sign nearby showing the bus number 410. Semyon. I need to stop saying Semyon. I'm sorry, I just think Semyon is so funny to say. The trip's taking a bit too long today. I smirked. That wasn't a good smirk, I'm sorry. A person may start acting inappropriately in extreme situations. Okay, something like that is probably happening to me now. This place didn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates, no damage to the walls. Sauvignon. Why am I pronouncing these Russian things like they're French? Oh, I keep reading them as French. What could have a name like that? Judging by the pioneer statues, it could be a kid's summer camp. Moreover, it appears to be open. Of course, the simplest explanation, logically speaking, explains nothing at all. The strange girl that altered bus, summer, the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly, from alien abduction to lethargic sleep, from hallucination to a time and space shift. None was worse than any other, but there was no real way to pick a single one. Okay, well, at least I feel like this guy is more like at least self-aware than most like visual novel MCs. He's like, dude, what the heck is going on? Did I just rip a hole in the space-time continuum? Then it occurred to me, I can make a phone call, or at least try to. I took my cell phone out and dialed the first number in my contact list. That ain't work. But instead of signal strength bars, the screen was showing a thick cross. Alright, maybe no signal in such a remote place? Though I cannot be the only one who came here. Buses don't drive themselves. I examined the bus from all sides to make sure it wasn't a hallucination. Bits of dirt on the bottom, some rust here and there, faded paint and worn tires. Oh, this is definitely very ordinary Icarus. Why does he know the exact kind of bus? Yeah, exactly the kind of bus which takes you to places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. He gave a nervous chuckle. I think maybe Icarus is like Greyhound. Like he's not like saying like the actual like model of the bus. I don't know why I'm thinking so like in depth about that, but like maybe Icarus is like Greyhound for Russians. Like that's the only thing, like because it kind of looks like a Greyhound bus, like a tour guide bus, not like or not tour guide, but like a, you know what I mean, like a Greyhound bus. So it's like that's the only thing I can really like assimilate that to. It came out by itself, sporadically, because this wasn't the right place or time to laugh. But where on earth is the driver? I cautiously sat down on the curb beside the bus and started to wait. Ellipses. My patience didn't last long. My anxiety seemed to have reached its peak. I started going slightly mad. Bro, who just sits there like and waits for the bus driver? Like look around, bro. Like walk around. I mean, I guess he walked like on the road, but like you just walk through the gate. In such a situation, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens, parallel universes were gone in my imagination, leaving only void and darkness. Is this how everything will end? Sorry, guys. How my life will end? But I wanted to do so much. There were so many things that I hadn't had time for yet. I was overwhelmed by the idea. This definitely wasn't the end. But why? It's not fair. Surely I'm no worse than anyone else. God, why? Okay, this MC he's crazy, bro. Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up and started rolling in the grass. Why? What did I do? Why me? But my cries were only heard by speechless statues of pioneers and a bird on a tree, which immediately flapped its wings and took off, crying out something in its own bird language, as if laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt his after-dinner nap. Yeah, that's literally what you look like. I was left breathless from weeping and just lay quietly, sobbing occasionally. Ellipses. After a while, I managed to pull myself together, finally. My mind cleared up a bit, as if terror and fear of death gave me a little break. All in all, someone wanted to kill me. What was this for? Doesn't seem like an experiment either. If this is just some crazy coincidence, then there's probably no threat. Anyway, for now, it seems no danger. The panic was gone too soon. Of course, the blood was still pounding in my temples, and my hands are still shaking, but at least I could think clearly now. Right now, there's nothing I can really change anyway, so no matter how much I think or how mad I get, it would only make things worse, till some actual facts appear. There's really no point in making such guesses. In any case, I won't learn anything by just lounging here. Alright, finally we're gonna get some progress. This camp, if of course it really is a camp, looked like the only place where people could be, so I decided to go there and had hardly reached the gates when a girl came out from behind them. Ooh, who's gonna be our first? Yeah, let's go, Blondie! Wearing a pioneer uniform. What's a pioneer uniform? My logic didn't let me down this time. Then again, a pioneer uniform from the 21st century. What's a pioneer? Like I know what actual pioneer is, but like what does he reference? Like a pioneer uniform, like a schoolgirl, or like a park ranger, or maybe a pioneer is like a guidance, not a guidance counselor, a camp counselor. I froze, unable to take a step. I felt very much like running away as far as I could from this place, far from the bus gates, statues, from this bloody bird of its siesta. Dude, it's one girl. It's literally just one girl. Relax. Just running free like the wind, faster and faster, waving the planets passing by, winking at the galaxies, running. Damn, he's trying to go like Usain Bolt, becoming a pulsar ray and turning into a vestigial radiation, running into the face of unknown, no matter where, as long as it's far away from this place. Oh, he's like talking about running away. She's like inching closer. Meanwhile, the girl came closer and smiled. I could not help but notice her beauty, even though I was trembling with fear. Human instincts work independent of consciousness, and while only 5% of the brain is responsible for cognitive progress, the 95% are always busy sustaining life, and in particular, ensuring stable functioning of the hormonal system. I desperately wanted to get less complicated, and I started thinking of formal quotes from this encyclopedia. Though my thoughts appeared one by one, being stupid and out of place, it was taken an internal monologue of a hero of some junky softcore crime fiction book. A pretty Slavic face, long braids that looked like 2 armfuls of fresh hay, and blue eyes you could drown in. Oh. Okay, my camera battery just died, so I'm gonna keep recording. Oh, I just dropped my camera battery. Hold up, guys. Let's pop another bat in here. Alrighty, yeah, so my camera decided to die. So I'm just gonna try to get to this next part as soon as I can, because I think my camera is getting hot. But where we left off was we finally met our first girl of this harem. So let's see. A pretty Slavic face, long braids that looked like 2 armfuls of fresh hay, and blue eyes you could drown in. Pioneer girl. Okay, what kind of voice are we gonna give her? Hi. You must have just arrived. She looks like very like perky, like, oh, like happy about life. I don't know. Do not reply or reply. I'm gonna reply, dude. I don't want to be a freaking incel. Just stands there like, yeah. All right then. Welcome. She smiled broadly. Strange. It looked as if I had a normal girl in front of me. Bah! I shouldn't have returned here. The woods, the field seem better. Bro, just relax. It's not like she's even being mean to you, man. What shall I do? Try to speak with her as if she's human? I mean, I would hope so. Don't talk to her like she's a dog. The blood was pumping unbearably in my head, tearing it apart from the inside. A little bit more and the poor Pioneer girl would have been splattered with gruesome contents of my skull. What's so funny about that? The girl looked over. It sent shivers down my spine, and my knees started to tremble. Nothing. Great then. Great. What's so great about that? Suddenly a thought crossed my mind. To hell with it. Forget about the bus behind me. The fact that the winter was yesterday and summer's today. I want to rip this itchy sweater off and just accept it's all actually happening. Everything as it should be. And this time for the best. Would you happen to know? You should go to our camp leader. She'll tell you everything. Look. You go straight ahead to the square, then turn left, and you'll see several small cabins. She pointed to the gates, as if I knew what was behind them. Dimitrevna is a patronymic, a derivative of a person's father's name. In this case, Dmitri. Oh, Dmitrianiva. Dmitrianiva? I think that's it. Sign of respect, a formal address. You can ask someone where Olga Dmitrianiva's cabin is. Okay, that's interesting. Olga Dmitrianiva. Got it? Of course I didn't. Well, I've got to go now. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared through the gates. It seemed as if to her I was something ordinary. I mean, dude, you've been pretty much saying this whole game that you're like pretty basic and you're not good at anything. So the fact that she perceives you that way is kind of normal. And all this show with the bus and travels while I wake or sleep were troubling only to me, while everything here is just the way it's supposed to be. Camp leader Pioneer uniform. What are they doing? A historical reenactment here? I hope I wouldn't find Lenin standing atop an armored car in the square, but even that would not surprise me right now. After all, standing alone while I head into the camp. Oh, I think someone just joined the Discord. I think I'm muted. Am I muted? Oh, yeah, I am muted. Pink Sig just joined the Discord. Sorry, Sig. Sig, if you're seeing this, I'm obviously shooting a YouTube video, but I see that you're in the Discord. I'm a mere 50 meters ahead, a small one-story house popped up on the left side. The sign near the door said, "Clubs." I was about to come closer. Ooh, purple-haired shawty. And the door suddenly opened. A short girl wearing a Pioneer uniform came out. Her pretty face gave me the impression of one suffering for a fate of whole mankind is truly a universal sorrow. Aw, she's cute. I like the purple-haired girl. As soon as she saw me, the girl froze as if frightened. I was froze too, considering what the best to do. To approach first or to wait until she to approach first or to wait until she showed some initiative. Or maybe run away after all. He's like, every time he sees a girl, it's like, fight or flight. I gotta go, bye. Although the last option was constantly being suggested only by myself, preservation instinct. At least that's what I'd like to believe. Not the worst human instinct, but by far the most logical. If this instinct played poker against deductive abilities, the outcome would be predetermined. And those deductive abilities, or at least their semblance, were hinting to me that there was no need to be afraid of this girl. So suddenly jumped out nearby the bushes. Oh my god, of course there's a lolly. Oh god. A girl wearing a bright red t-shirt with USSR written on it. Jesus Christ. Such a perfect reproduction of age. Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean? She looked quite short from a distance, and there was probably younger than both Pioneer girls. The one the gates and this girl at the front of the door. I smiled closer, but the USSR, as I called her in my mind, jumped towards the first girl and started yelling something, waving her arms. The other girl seemed confused and lowered her gaze, remaining silent. Oh wait, let me make sure. Am I recording right now? Oh, I am. Okay. Back to the video. Sorry. The other girl seemed confused and lowered her gaze, remaining silent. Oda probably continued to observe their dialogue, but the USSR suddenly pulled out something of her pocket. I love it. She's just the USSR. Like, dude, what is this right now? Something out of her pocket and started waving it in front of the first girl's face. Aw, that something turned out to be a grasshopper. I love her face, dude. This is so funny. The first girl squealed. She must not be too keen on insects. I hate bugs, so I relate. And she instantly rushed off towards the place where Lenin presumably made his speech about their workers and peasants' revolution. That is a way to say towards the square. The USSR. What the fuck? Why did she just like slide on screen like that? The USSR glanced at me and grinfully played and dashed after. Not a bad way to start the day. I have absolutely no clue where I am. Besides that, there are some kids role-playing as pioneers. As far as I can tell, this place is located thousands of kilometers away from my home. It might even be a completely different reality. And this was indeed a reality. I mean, everything around me seems so real, even if a little embellished. And I was starting to think that, in fact, my previous life could have been just a dream. And what am I supposed to do now? Ellipses. Okay. I was picking at the cracked paving stones with my shoe, staring aimlessly at the club's building. Just a few more seconds and I have come up here with some decision. As when I recall myself rolling onto the grass, weeping, I cringed in disgust. Perhaps another instinct, when all the energy for whimpering and self-pitying is used up, the body is either going into hibernation or mobilizes its reserves. Mine seemed to have chosen the second option, because out of the blue I found determination to figure out what was going on. In order to do that, I had to act like a man, like a human, to maintain the dignity of representative of my own world. I followed the path to the left and to the right side, which stood small cabins, apparently the homes of local pioneers. Actually, they look quite cozy from the outside. Even though I was born in the Soviet Union, I had never been a part of children's organizations, neither the pioneers nor their younger October children. Oh, so it's like Girl Scouts or like Boy Scouts, maybe? That's what he's making it sound like. I imagine the daily life of a typical pioneer camp a bit differently. Huge barracks with long rows, metal bunks, wake up 6 o'clock, played by a siren, 1 minute make your bed, then joining formals in drill square. Or wait, could I be confusing it with something else? Suddenly, something struck me in the back. I staggered, but remained on my feet, turned around and prepared to fight heroically for my life. Oh, bad little shawty, tell me everything you want. But all I found was another girl standing in front of me. My mouth hung open in surprise. This girl looks angry, so I'm gonna give her like an angry voice. Pick your jaw. Pick up your jaw off the ground. I closed my mouth. The same pioneer uniform, but the way she was wearing it looked, let's say, provocative. Like all girls I had met here before, this one was rather cute, but her overly arrogant expression killed any desire to get to know her better. New here, are you? Fine, see ya. What the heck? She threw a threatening glance at me and walked past. I waited for a pioneer girl to turn the corner. Who knows what else she might have been up to. The most interesting thing that even this hostile girl seemed completely normal to me. She did not give off a feeling of some deadly danger, except maybe the danger of getting punched in the nose. Okay, at least I managed to make it to the square. Okay, I think this is a good place to stop. We met a bunch of girls, we progressed in the story. This is getting kind of weird, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. It's very, I mean, it's made by Russians, but I didn't think it was going to be this Russian. I've never played a VN like this before. But yeah, let's save that. Save game. Alright, and yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys want to see more Everlasting Summer. And yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for today. So next time you might see me in a different shirt. But all right, have a great day. See y'all. Bye.